A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, hello.
Masters of Rock Talk, back on the dial, traveling at a speed of 45 RPMs, where the vinyl will bring you to a new destination. On with the show, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, it is normally myself and Dr. Clark, but today in the studio, we sucked over from Serious Rock Talk. We brought him over today. None other than Stephen Wheeler.
Hello, good sir.
How are you today, sir?
Walking, which is always a good thing.
You're supposed to wear clothes when you come in here, by the way.
This is a different program, Wills. It's not as free and loose as SRT here.
What's with the thong? I thought those went out a long time ago.
So for those of you that have been listening to the show since in our inception of 2018, Stephen Wheeler is from Serious Rock Talk, and he decided to join us today on Masters of Rock Talk because he's going to talk about In Memoriam. So
yeah, he's out on parole or something.
He's out on parole. God bless him. So
good
here
for
we are
you.
today.
They took me out of the ice like Austin Powers.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, Wheels. It's good to have you on the show. And
I think we're doing an In Memoriam, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
You know, we brought in Stephen Wheeler for In Memoriam. So for those of you that always listen to our New Year's Eve show, don't worry, Wheels will be there. But we also want to do an In Memoriam piece, which is a special piece because it is a little bit more depth and work that we put into it. So and Wheels just likes to pronounce things the wrong way, which we like.
Which
to
is a certain charm to it.
So
yeah.
that's a certain charm. But we wanted to bring Wheels on Masters of Rock Talk because people are asking where is he? He's around. He's here.
He's around. He's just medicated.
He's medicated and he's looking healthy today. Look at you, but you gotta wear clothes, man.
Don't shave your chest
this
and grease
it.
it.
This is not Sheehan Reed, buddy. All right, this is it.
God, how the Chippendale dancers were over, but okay.
Okay. Good to see you, gents. So here we are, New Year's Eve. We are counting down the hours and the minutes till we hit 2024, and we are now counting down to our list of things that happened in 2023. So without further ado, I've given my introduction. Dr. Clark is going to give a wrap.
I would like to. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are within the sound of my voice. Ladies and germs, we have been doing this podcast since 1973. I might be off on the year a bit, but it's been for a while. And I give you a State of the Union here, or more of a thumbnail sketch of what we're up to in this beautiful studio located off the vibrant, luscious Las Vegas Strip. We have two podcasts. One is called Masters of Rock Talk. The other is Serious Rock Talk. Masters of Rock Talk features podcasts that clock in at under half an hour for your listening pleasure. For those of you on the go. For those of you who wish to ruminate a little more, smoking a pipe, relaxing in your easy chair by the light my fire, we have the Serious Rock Talk podcast. Typically, they run 45 to 55 minutes. A deeper dive, as they say now. We thank you for your emails over the years, all the suggestions, and look forward to continuing in our pledge to enlighten inhabitants of the planet Earth with the beautiful benefits of classic rock and beyond. 2024 will be filled with wonderful opportunities for us all, and we invite you to stay tuned, stay healthy, and above all, stay as hip as us. This is the doctor saying hang in there.
And you can always email us at seriousrocktalk@yahoo.com. And now, moving on to In the Memoriam. Wheels, we have lost some wonderful people this past year. Without further ado, my friend.
That is true,
let's
sir.
Let's pay some respects.
So, literally a year ago today, we lost two great names. Gangsta Boo, Memphis rapper and one-time member of the 3-6 Mafia. And Fred White, early member and drummer, Earth, Wind and Fire. Gangsta Boo, it was a rather sad occasion. We lost them at age 43, and this is going to be a running theme in this list. A lot of people from the rap and hip-hop community that we lost this year, we lost young. Then we lost a legend on January 10th, age 78, the one, the only guitar virtuoso and member of the Yardbirds and the Jeff Beck group, Jeff Beck.
Yeah, significant.
And friends of Rod Stewart.
Buddies.
Well, yeah.
Big buddies.
Then we lost the first of a list of Bachmans, Robbie Bachman, co-founding member and drummer of Bachman Turner Overdrive. We lost on January 12th. Age 69, a dangerous age to be of, apparently.
He's young.
Then the daughter of a legend, Lisa Mary Presley, left us. Singer, actress, and only daughter of Elvis Presley, left this mortal coil at age 54. Followed by Van Connor, co-founding member and bassist of Screaming Trees, age 55.
He's still young. Grunge era.
Grunge era. Again, really rough on the musicians. Then this musician was rough on everybody. But mostly on himself. David Crosby, the man we always thought was, in a way, always dead or always alive. He was a Schrödinger musician.
I consider him angry all the time.
I mean,
And when he knocked on Eddie Van Halen, Jesus. That
Really?
tweet that he did on Eddie Van Halen when Eddie Van Halen had passed.
Oh, yeah. He was, He was, yeah.
That hit a nerve with me on that one. Sorry.
He was
not only you.
His buddies didn't like him. Anyway, no one liked David
He
Crosby.
was very homely.
except his wife, and she barely liked him. No, he was a confrontatious guy. Even when he was with the Byrds, he got booted out of the Byrds. So
He was a good songwriter, though. I have to give
True,
him that,
yeah. And a quarter of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Yeah. Because the other three are still around, I
Well,
believe.
exactly.
Well, Neil Young is still around, but I don't know. But
yeah, the other two guys.
Yeah,
So,
no, the other, yeah, they just don't record that much anymore.
well, zero.
But then again, Neil Young records for everybody else in terms of numbers.
Well, he's got time.
He's got time, and he lives by his philosophy. He recycles a lot of stuff.
And I think he's the
Oh,
youngest
yeah.
out of the four, eh?
Was
I
that?
think so.
He's
yeah.
the youngest out of the four.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're right.
Then, a few days later, on January 28th, we lost Barrett Strong, Motown singer, songwriter, and golden-voiced angel. Then Tom Verlaine left us on January 28th, frontman, guitarist, and songwriter of television,
Yes.
age 73,
Influential band.
which is the most bizarre name when you think about it, television.
I know. Well, it was of the time.
Time, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Thomas then left us on January 31st, age 85, singer and member of the Drifters.
Good band.
And then one of these names that you thought was always there, would always be there, Burt Bacharach, left us on February 8th, age 94, but didn't look a day over 66.
Yes, Ian, you want to
Well, he
say-
got a commemoration from, I guess, Barack Obama. He married Angie Dickinson. They can't go wrong there. But yeah, he wrote everything from, as I said, from the Crystals to, I don't know, into the 70s, right? But he, raindrops keep falling on my head. One of these incredibly prolific guys. He was a really hard worker. Used to be an accompanist for Marlene Dietrich. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's just one of those guys that was here, there, everywhere. Much missed.
Then on February 12th, we lost Trugoy the Dove. This is what we said a little earlier at the beginning of the list, a rapper and co-founding member of De La Soul. So again, that community has been hard hit this year. And then my friend here was really sad on February 19th when we lost Richard Belzer.
On Family Day, too, in Ontario. It's terrible. But, yeah, Richard Belzer, pop icon for me, comedian, writer. I wrote a book about Elvis, UFOs, things like that, little conspiracy theories he had going. If you guys remember him, he was Sergeant Munch on SVU. He was partnered up with Ice-T's character, Finn. So, yeah, icon, SVU. Kind of miss him. I figured he'd be on there. It's a little bit, it was pop culture.
Of course. Gary Rosington left us then on March 5th, Leonard Skinner, guitarist and founding member.
Yeah, Gary Rosington, unfortunately, the last original member, as everyone remembers, basically that horrible plane accident that happened with Leonard Skinner in 1977, where Gary was the only one that survived. And I think he wasn't on there. He skipped that flight because he decided to drive or go somewhere. I'm not quite sure, but that was sad. So now Leonard Skinner, to me, there's no more. It's him. That was it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Then March 8th, we lost Jim Durkin, co-founding member and guitarist of Dark Angel. Then we lost Jim Gordon on March 13th, legendary session drummer and member of Derek and the Dominoes. And Bobby Caldwell left us then on March 14th. What You Won't Do for Love singer.
Oh, great song. Amazing song.
And then he was followed by Clarence Fuzzy Askins.
He's a little fuzzy.
He's a little fuzzy. A founding member of Parliament Funkadelic, not a member of the Muppets, unlike what is
My goodness, like how many Parliament Funkadelic guys are gone? That's 2.
at the very least, yeah.
They were around the late 60s, early 70s, so...
Brian Britz Gillis then left us on March 29th, co-founding member of LFO, followed by Ray Schulman, co-founding member of Gentle Giant, who left us on March 30th.
Good prog band.
Like a really good prog band. Vivian Trimble then left us on April 4th, co-founding member and keyboardist of Luscious Jackson.
Decent band.
Yeah, I know them. I know them.
I think it's a good description.
It's that 90s thing.
Exactly.
They had fans.
Exactly.
I wasn't one of them. I didn't have that poster. I didn't have their poster on my wall. But
Then they were followed in the great beyond by John Regan, bassist for Peter Frampton and Ace Frehley, who left us at the age of 71.
so young.
And then April 25th, a legend, pioneering singer, actor, and civil rights leader Ari Belafonte left us.
Dale! Me say,
I thought it was Freddie Mercury for a second there.
Yeah.
Daylight coming, want to go home. Yeah, Beetlejuice. That song was famous in Beetlejuice, and hopefully they'll put it in Beetlejuice too.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
Then another member of the Bachman-Turner Overdrive left us on April 28th. Tim Bachman, co-founding guitarist and co-vocalist.
That's already 2 brothers gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then Gordon Lightfoot, the man, the legend, the singer-songwriter who basically was Canadian music for
Who's
about
heard of
5
him?
years.
Really, Gordon who?
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
If you
Interesting.
could read my
Oh,
mind.
right.
well.
Right, I know him now.
Didn't you say, Ian, that he called the radio stations and said, stop playing my song?
In the 70s, he thought he did a yearly show at Massey Hall, and he said, can you just stop playing me so much because then no one's coming, because they're tired of him.
And what year was that? 71?
I'm going to say like 76, 70. He was everywhere with Edmund Fitzgerald and all these songs, and he's getting so overexposed because of Canadian content rules.
Yeah, 71 is when the CRTC came in.
Yeah, so he said
they ruined Canadian. I'm sorry, they did. That's just me.
Well, we did a show about that once, ladies and germs, and check that out because there's a lot of truth behind what he says. But yeah, Gordon Lightfoot was overexposed, and he called up stations in Toronto and said stop it because it's affecting sales for my concerts.
He said it. All right, c'est assez là. See.
He spoke French too. Yeah.
He's from Aurelia. That's where
I think he's from Aurelia.
What did I say? Pembroke.
Well, you're getting closer.
Well, you were in jail there for a few years,
The
right?
Valley.
Then he was followed in the great beyond by Andy Rourke, co-founding member and bassist of the Smiths, who died young, but then again, age 59. But
It's not that young.
But
I
It
mean,
is young.
considering
What are you
the
talking
lifestyle.
about? Not that young. 59 is a young age.
these guys live a hard life, and what do you expect to happen to them? They're gonna,
Hey, Ozzy's still going.
Pardon me?
Ozzy's still going.
But he's like Churchill.
He's
just a
on life.
phenomenon.
He's on life support.
He
Yeah.
lives forever.
Then he was followed by Pete Brown, British counterculture poet and who wrote lyrics for Cream.
Yeah, in the White Room and all these things.
In the White Room.
Sunshine of Your Love.
Yeah, some good songs there.
Yeah. Then the woman, the myth, the legend, Tina Turner left us on May 24th. And she was known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, but she was also a really good actress.
She was 83.
Yeah.
I could have sworn she was still in her 50s.
She did a duet with Beyonce. It's pretty good for a woman her age.
Yeah, but she had her legs insured for like some sort
Yeah,
of.
well, that's often a gimmick. Yeah, but
Yeah.
she had good legs.
She
Yeah.
was in good shape for her age, and God bless her. And it's sad that she's gone because I literally when she died, I'm like, what do you mean 83? Like, you
That's
mean,
about right.
like
because-
I didn't think she was 83.
well, she was Ike and Tina Turner Review was like what 1962.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ike Turner wrote the first rock and roll song. I think it's called Rocket 88, 1949.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow! Okay.
I know. What are you gonna do? These are all,
He's gone though, right?
Yeah.
Then we lost Cynthia Whale, a brill-building songwriter wwho, along with her husband Barry Mann, co-wrote a lot of songs.
Yeah, the Christmas vacations.
Yeah, well, the Christmas vacation.
Ironically, she left us on June 1st, which is like the most summery day.
Pretty well, the poor
Not in
thing.
Canada. It's still minus 10 here.
True, good point.
Then South America was saddened on June 5th when we lost the Brazilian singer known for the bossa nova classic The Girl from Ipanema, Astrud Gilberto.
Yep. Great singer.
Great singer. Apparently, though, a really hard person to get along with, at
Really,
least when
yeah.
she was really famous.
It's like this podcast. Both of you are insane.
Hey, sorry.
Then
Pinky in the brain.
yeah.
One's going, the other's insane.
Then we lost on July 5th George Tickner, American rock music rhythm guitar, who co-wrote songs and he co-founded a member. Sorry, he was a co-founding member of Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and Steve Perry, really.
Really? Yeah.
And Steve Perry was the second singer.
What's that?
He was the second singer.
Yeah, often that happens. Like the backup, Rod Stewart was backup singer for Long Gone Baldry until someone said, you know what, you got a really good voice.
Yeah, and look at him now. He's still going. And the guy's like a
I
legend.
know.
Sir. Is it Sir Rod Stewart?
I think he's been knighted.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear when, what's his name's going to be lorded.
Who's that?
Paul McCartney's supposed to be lorded soon.
Really? He's
Oh,
going to the
Lord.
House of Lords?
They're going to, yeah, I
I
guess.
think he's just going to buy it.
No, but they're going to call him Lord,
Lord.
Paul McCartney.
He's just going to buy the whole
In
thing.
French, it'd be Seigneur.
Well, I think Charles needs like a.
Yeah, he needs something on his resume.
Mate.
Something cool, you know?
I just think he should buy England. McCartney should just buy the place.
Well, the way they're going, he'll be able
Put
to.
it on his visa.
Actually, I'd like him to buy Canada. Just rid me from this mess right now.
Put it on my visa.
Peter Nero then left us on July 6th, an American pianist and pop conductor who Dr. Clark knew.
Very well.
Yeah, I used to hang with him. He was an amazing guy, kind of an Arthur Fiedler type, a Philharmonic guy who had a #1 hit back in the late 60s with Green, Green, My Life is Green. Perfect.
And then we lost the sensual voice on July 16 of a British French actress, singer, style icon, Jane Birkin, who unfortunately is known in many quarters as the inspiration for the Hermes Birkin, Hermes.
Oh, the Birkin bag.
Hermes,
Hermes.
the Greek god of fashion. I don't know.
I think he was fashion.
And also the woman who a lot of you probably know from compilations on your playlist of erotic music of Serge Gainsbourg. She's the breeder you hear on a lot of those songs.
What was it, Je t'aime or something?
Yeah, Je t'aime moi non plus, and 69, Erotic Year.
Was that her with Bonnie and Clyde?
No,
No,
that's
that is-
actually Brigitte
Des
Bardot.
Bijoux
Ah,
avec Serge, right?
Yeah,
That was Gainsbourg, though. That was in there
Oui.
too.
Yeah,
Bonnie
Gainsbourg,
et Clyde.
but Gainsbourg actually
Yeah.
slept with Brigitte Bardot.
Oh, God bless him.
And the song Jane Birkin is really known for was written for Brigitte Bardot.
Oh,
but
interesting.
I think it was her agent or somebody told her, if you do this, your career's over.
So Gainsbourg slept with
I have a
Bridget-
recording of Brigitte Bardot doing that song.
Yeah.
I have the album.
So Gainsbourg slept with Brigitte Bardot.
He slept with, like, if you have the name of a beautiful woman in France in the late 50s, early 60s, he probably slept with
And then did Brigitte Bardot sleep with Jane Birkin just for fun?
her. no,
Well, they're both
No,
nude in the
Birkin-
same movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
Birkin came along later. She got to France in the late 60s.
I'm cutting all this
So
up,
she
by
gave
the
all her
way.
lovers a handbag.
A hand what? Oh, I thought you said something else. I'm definitely cutting this shit out. There's no fucking way this is getting in.
Then we lost July 21st. Tony Bennett, at age 96, the legendary voice of American Standards, and pretty much the last singer of those standards.
Yeah, really the last lounge guy from the 50s. that I-
Domenico Benedito, and he shook Sinatra's hand. That's the thing. We both shook Sinatra's hand. That is the famous line in Ocean's 13 with Elliot Gould.
That's true.
Al Pacino goes, "Come on, we both shook Sinatra's hand."
True. True, yeah. Then we lost Sinead O'Connor on July 26 at age 56.
They're still young.
And that's the point where I saw like the funeral on TV, and it looked like it seems to be almost like a state funeral.
Yeah.
Well, she was big in
Well,
Ireland.
same with the fellow you're going to mention from the Pogues, right?
Well, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we lost on July 26 Randy Meisner.
Meisner.
Meisner. Founding bassist of the Eagles.
Yeah, Ian, you were saddened by this one because he did the first 5 albums with the Eagles. He was that soft voice, which I think Schmidt replaced.
Yeah, Schmidt had a great voice too, or has a great voice. Very high, angelic.
Yeah,
Wasn't Schmidt with Poco or something? I can't
Something
remember.
like that, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Randy Meisner, that was just the soothing voice.
Yeah,
And
it
now I
would-
think it's Vince Gill that kind of does it too.
Yeah, Vince Gill's a gorgeous voice, eh? Jeez, great guitar player, by the way.
So is Gino Vanelli, apparently.
Oh, I've never heard of that guy. Is that another guy from Italy that you know?
Then on August 4th, we lost John Gosling, pianist of the Kinks.
With them for years.
Then, again, DJ Casper, August 7th, Chicago DJ who created the Cha-Cha slide.
Yeah.
Age 58, again, too young.
Young.
Again, then the Canadians lost another icon, Robbie Robertson. We lost on August 9th, age 80, guitarist and vocalist of the band, and to a certain extent, the band.
So now Garth Hudson is still around.
He's it.
And the one that looks the homeliest out of all of them is still
Well, the
going.
one that looks the roughest. He always looked old. Big gray beard hunched over. He outlived them all. God bless him.
That's usually what happens.
The secret
You
is
know
the
it-
beard.
It's the Ringo effect. You
No.
know it is.
God doesn't want you. That's what it is.
Like
Seriously.
Bill.
Then on August 13, again, the rap community was hit with Magoo left us at age 50, one half of the rap duo Timbaland and Magoo. And then Italians and Italian descendants everywhere on August 22nd were saddened when at age 80 we lost Salvatore Toto
Cutugno. Yeah, so for those of you that are like myself, being Italian descent, growing up, this man's album was in your grandparents' home, was in your parents' home, was in everyone's home. Toto Cutugno is what Gordon Lightfoot is to folk music here in Canada, which Bob Dylan is to folk music converting to rock in the United States. So Toto Cutugno opened up a lot of doors for the musical artists that are now into the rock, like guys like Eros Ramazzotti and Zucchero. Those are the ones that were influenced by Toto, and he is literally an Italian icon. And every, like you said, Wheels and conversation before that in TikTok, a lot of the Italian videos use his song Sono Italiano. L'Italiano is a traditional Italian song, and it's basically the theme song for Italy. So Sono Italiano Vero. So yeah, that's where he is. I put Toto on there because you got to honor the man, the myth,
the legend.
That's it.
Then we lost September 1st. The man, the business, that was Jimmy Buffett.
Margaritaville.
Easygoing music
Nibbling
icon
on
and founder of
sponge cake.
Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Living on sponge cake.
Very wealthy man.
500 million he left?
Something like that.
I think he's 300 million, 400 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bucks, big bucks.
Then on September 4th, we lost Steve Orwell, Smash Mouth singer, and hard liver because he left us at age 56.
Yeah, he had a
No, probably a soft liver.
Soft liver.
he had a he lived pretty hard too.
Oh yeah, he wasn't doing
know.
the 5BX.
His songs were pretty good though, you know, like might as well be walking on the sun. I ain't no
That
joke.
was it.
I want to buy the world a toke. Yep, go.
So Gary Wright then left us on September 4th as well, at age 80. So he was the Dreamweaver singer and often collaborator of George Harrison.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
And then Wayne's World made his song popular again
Yeah,
God
it
bless Mike
did.
Myers.
with Tia Carrere.
Then we lost a man who was basically everywhere in the 70s and 80s, Burt Young.
Oh yes, Paulie from Rocky. So I put him on there again. Pop culture icon. Rocky, huge influence in my life. Just because of being Italian descent, we idolize people like Dan Marino and Beverly D'Angelo, and obviously Sylvester Stallone. He looked homely even during the Rocky movies, and to the day he left, he looked, like that thing. Happy birthday, Paulie. Happy birthday, Paulie. So yeah, Burt Young, icon. God love him. But he did look a little homely.
Yeah, he didn't take handsome lessons.
No.
But, I mean, if that's the secret to reach 83, I'll look homely.
Well, he would shop at Honest Ed's.
That could do it to you. 1 hour in Honest Ads.
Yeah, it's in Toronto, right, Ian?
It was, yeah.
I only know because of Ian. I never heard of this story until Ian told me. Yeah, Honest Ed's.
It was horrible, but invigorating at the same time.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
pop culture store.
Yeah.
Then we lost Rudolf Isley on October 11th, at age 84.
It's pretty good.
They wrote. I don't know if they wrote it, but they performed "Twist and Shout" before the Beatles did.
Oh, that's the Beatles got it.
Beatles stole it.
Well,
Everyone
borrowed
borrowed
it.
it.
Yeah, it's
Did
like,
they ask?
may I please record? Excuse me, my good fellow. Could I possibly be? No.
Well, do you think McCartney asked? Because you said that obladi oblada story of like he said, "Oh, it was my friend that would say it," and then the guy sued him.
He sued him. It was an expression. Some guy from the Caribbean who met McCartney, and they're just joking around. And it was a throwaway saying, "Oh, what?" Instead of saying, "Oh, whatever," he said, "Oh, blah blah blah."
Obladi oblada, life goes on, bro. That's what
And
it
so
was.
McCartney thought, "Yeah, but you can't copyright an expression." So
Who lost?
guess who? Yeah, really.
McCartney lost?
No, the other guy. You can't copy it. That's like me saying, que sera, sera. Well, I'm going to use that in a song. You can't. I just made it up. No, you can. No. I'll see you in court. No. That's not-
Obladi oblada, bro.
Nowadays, like yada yada yada.
you can't.
What, you think Julia Louis-Dreyfus is going to come back to you and say, yada, 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 that's my thing?
You can't do that. It's not, bada bing, bada bang. You can't. But if there's a melody behind it, you can copy the melody.
Then another one of these references that if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, you know this name. Susan Summers left us, age 76, on October 15th.
Yes. I had a huge crush on her, and she looked good to the day she died, and I believe she was married to a Canadian, Ian, you said?
Ellen Hamill, who used to do, when I was a little boy, something called Razzle Dazzle.
On
It was a
CBC.
beautiful CBC. That's all we got. CBC. That's all that was around. And then he moved to Los Angeles, California, and met her. And I remember her from American Graffiti. I never watched her or anything else. But she was the mysterious blonde that Richard Dreyfuss never got to in American Graffiti.
Yeah, she was a heartthrob for a lot of guys my age growing up.
Oh, yeah. Then we lost on October 21st, Dusty Street, a rock and roll DJ, most famously known for her time at KROQ FM.
Yes, the most important part is that she was the first female DJ for a rock and roll station, and she knew her shtick, man. She knew her stuff. She was good. So I figured it'd honor her.
Sure.
We lift up our lighters.
That's it.
Then we lost Bobby Purebred Raffaello de Alenteo. For those of you who have no idea who I just mentioned, including you, he was the world's oldest dog who lived in Portugal and had a really nice life.
31 years of age, ate the same food that you and I eat on a daily basis. His diet consisted of fish and vegetables. I could live off that. I could.
And he worked for the Federal Civil Service, too. Apparently he was a community planner.
Oh, okay.
Very gifted.
Yes, he was. He wrote some songs, too.
Yeah, he did. The Girl from Ipanema, I think, is one of them.
Then on October 26th, we unfortunately lost Richard Mole, actor who played Bull on Night Court, and you probably saw him a lot if you'd watched movies in the 80s. If you saw a tall guy in a movie, there's a good chance it was him.
He looked like Lurch.
Kinda, yeah. Apparently, the guy had a really great sense of humor, though.
Yeah.
Then, unfortunately, October 28th, we lost Matthew Perry, age 54. The Ottawa native was known for his role as Chandler Bing on 90s TV sitcoms Friends.
Yeah, I put that on there just because there is an Ottawa connection here. He was friends with Alanis, dated Alanis. A huge Ottawa Senators guy. You would see him at the games here when he was in town. Originally from Williamston, Massachusetts. And he immigrated here with his mom at the age of 1 because his parents separated. And yeah, to me, this one hurt a lot just because of closeness of age and descent by 12, 15 years, and the fact that I grew up, admiring his comedy, his work, his movies. Yeah, just touched home a little bit on that one there.
Too true. George Brown then left us on November 16th, and he was the co-founding member and drummer of Kool and the Gang. Then we lost John Norris. Morris, yeah. Norris was something else. Who helped organize the historic 1969 Woodstock Music and Arts Festival. Which Dr.
he was
Clark
one of the, the talent coordinator. So that's pretty good in your resume. You were a talent coordinator for Woodstock. And with his demise, there's really only 2 guys left, Joel Rosenman and who else is there? I forget. He's the guy that did the Pied Piper. Artie Kornfeld. There's 2 guys left, and that's it. So it's the most important concert in the history of the world. So it's important.
Then on November 21st, we lost Alan Peter Stanley Cowbell, better known as
It's
Chad
not cowbell, it's Coble.
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 I see Cowbell.
It's Coble. Chad Allen.
Chad Allen, co-founder and Canadian of the Canadian rock band The Guess Who. Then every person with any Irish roots in the world was really sad on November 30th when the second legend passed away, Shane McGowan, lead singer of the Irish band The Pogues, age 65 after a really, really rough life.
Apparently, he lived it to the day he died.
Then we lost Denny Lane on December 5th. He was a British rock musician and co-founder of Wings and the Moody Blue.
So this is Ian Clark bidding you adieu.
And I'm the man they call Kennedy, and I'm saying farewell.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hello.
You've been listening to the Masters of Rock Talk podcast.